What's going on?
What's going on, family?
Hope all is well. Welcome to episode 13.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
already.
We're making moves. We don't stop. Don't stop. Rock until your heart stop ticking, talking, clipping,
Pretty much.
clopping.
I might get that tattooed on me.
Yeah, don't stop till your heart stop, tick, tock, tock. I don't know.
Yeah. That's deep.
What's been going on,
Profound.
man? How you been?
Oh yeah, it's been alright.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. It's been. Yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah, it's been alright. I fucking got my hair cut. Look
didn't
like
notice.
straight off of fucking American History X. Trying to think what I did today. Played Apex again.
Curb stomps.
Won't go there.
Um,
But if we do, okay. No, we will go there. We will go
Well,
there
there we
because
go.
this is one of the things I want. This is one of the things I want to talk about. So
Lay it on me.
when I got my hair cut, okay.
Yeah, we covered that.
Yeah, getting my hair cut, shaving it all off. The dude cutting my hair is French. No, he's not. He's Italian. Right, seems like a decent bloke. I'm talking to him about my receding hairline, how to fix it. He's telling me get steroids, basically, injections into your head.
Okay.
Yeah,
Didn't know that was
not
a
going to
thing.
do that.
I thought that was just
Um,
Ashley and Martin.
And then he starts going on about how he knows someone who did it, but your downstairs stops working. So they can't really...
Isn't that the downside?
Can't justify...
to all steroids?
Well, yeah, pretty much. But I kind of thought, like, I can't really justify keeping hair on my head for lack of...
Have you
Better
ever
things.
gone like full bald, like
Nah, I've
skin,
not gone...
proper skin?
Nah, I've not gone skin. I've gone... I think the shortest I went was a 2,
Yeah.
I think. I'm not too sure what this is.
I feel like going full skin is like a whole nother level.
Yeah.
You got to be Stone Cold Steve Austin to pull that off.
Or Gary Brown.
Yeah, or Goldberg.
Yeah. Or Vin Diesel.
Yeah, or any other wrestler. Basically,
Yeah,
a
or-
massive cunt, a unit.
Kane. I think if I could be any bold cunt, I'd be Kane.
Yeah,
If I could be... Or Johnny Sins.
Jason
Kane or
Statham.
Johnny Sins.
I feel like Jason Statham doesn't even go skin. I feel like he's got a 5 o'clock shadow on his dome.
Too
piece.
hot. Yeah.
But we'll get that verified.
5 o'clock shadow on his dome piece, Kerr.
He's a
Anyway.
sundial.
Okay, so anyway, let's get back to it. So I'm getting my hair cut, Italian dude, talking to him. I go, oh, how long you been over here for? He goes, oh, 4 years. I was like, oh yeah, fucking, blah, blah, blah. He had a hell strong accent. He then starts just like going on about how fucked it is back there. And I'm like, oh yeah, like
In
it's
France or Italy? Because I
In Italy.
honestly forgot which one he was.
in Italy.
Which one he was? Okay, that.
He then
I didn't mean it
he
like
then no, well that's what I'm getting at. He then goes, too many refugees. That's what he said. Too many refugees.
that. In
and
Italy.
Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, fair enough. And he's like, yeah, man, like, okay, so I understand there's a big crisis going on in Europe with all your refugees illegally fucking, entering countries, no visas, blah, 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 getting lost in the system. No one knows who the fuck they are. Same shit happened in England, same shit in France, Calais, all that sort of stuff. So
Sounds
I
like the
understand.
plot to a sci-fi
Understand
movie.
if you're living in that area. He's from Venice. If you're living in that area, it's like, yes, you'd probably be pretty pissed off. You know what I mean? But he was clearly pissed off and racist. He then starts going on about how if you can't, like, if they don't stop, then your only choice is to kill them. He's like, you basically leave or kill them. That's his reasoning as to why he moved here. Because,
So, anger issues.
yeah, because if he was going to stay in Italy, he would have killed a refugee or something along those lines. And then I'm like, okay, well, that's psycho and way too extreme. Like, who in 2019 is that, like, is that far fucking, I don't know what you'd say, but is that, you know,
How old was he?
he would have been about our age. Like, I'd say maybe late 20s.
I was going to say, if he's in like his 50s or something, doesn't make it all right, but it would make
Sense.
it understandable.
Yeah, no. That's the thing that shook me the most, was the fact that he was a young guy. I don't think he was a racist. I think he was just sort of saying, like, it's the only way that they're going to be able to stop it, because there's that many of them, they can't keep track. So it's like,
But
if you're not sort of like culling them, it's just going to be there and get
they reckon,
worse.
on a woke tip, that by 2050, there's going to be a mass migration crisis because, India
Yeah, I saw
is
this.
home to 1 billion people. That's going to be the most adversely affected by climate change.
Yeah.
And
So they're all going to
everyone, there's going to be parts where you can't live anymore, so cats are just going to go somewhere else.
This
And then
is
it's
the
like,
best.
people will probably be pissed about that too, but then it's like, you can't blame people for doing it.
Yeah.
That's like, could you blame a refugee whose home was displaced by a war or something?
Could you even blame a refugee? That's not the
Don't
song.
put the blame on refugees.
What's that song? I don't wanna feel like a refugee. No. Oh, fuck.
No, that's Living on a Prayer.
No,
No, Jimmy Barnes, isn't it? Crying like a refugee.
Yeah, there is that song, but there's another one as well.
Something like a quiet girl.
There's
Oh,
another
go
one
on.
though as well. Wanna be like a refugee.
Oh, they call me Stacy.
No.
They call me refugee. That's not my name.
That's not my name. What is my name?
It's
No one knows.
not refugee. It's not in the system.
Yeah, okay. Let's
a
stop
gypsy.
before we end up saying
Um,
something we don't want to. But yeah, like not implying that we will.
We're not all
Just implying,
racist on
just
the Smokers
saying,
Lounge
like, you
podcast,
know.
just Elliot.
We do joke. But yeah, I mean, it did a right job on my hair. Also, probably has done this a million times.
I feel like that should be the apprentice's job, is to do that one, because you pretty much can't fuck it up. I mean, it sort of looks a bit shorter on the sides.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Yeah, do you get short back and sides, but
Yeah.
nothing on top. Yeah,
Yeah, short back and sides, bold on top.
but that's where you want to be.
Straight looking like my dad.
It's called the reverse Statham.
Oh, that sounds like a fucking sex position.
It
song.
does.
Reverse Statham.
Statham. You drive a fucking Chevy through the front window of someone's house while you take a shit on them or something,
Yeah.
and then you transport something hell important.
No, reverse Statham.
Reverse
You've
Statham.
got the bird in the boot, and you're driving it from one place to the other.
That's what they should call Transporter 5. Reverse Statham. And it's just a fat guy too. Just some Danny DeVito plays the main
Yeah.
character.
Danny DeVito plays Jason Statham, who's playing the
Danny
mechanic.
DeVito. So it's Freaky Friday. But the reverse Statham edition. I don't know.
The reverse Statham
I can't
edition.
say that without giggling to myself. That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's the hairdresser. It was just like, I don't know, I was just sitting there and he was saying it and I was just thinking, this is. And it's one of,
And you're trapped.
Yeah,
So
that's
the
the thing.
hairdressers.
That's what the awkward part was, is that I was there having to continue the small talk, going, oh, yeah, you know, yeah.
Makes me feel bad and a bit like a sociopath, because a lot of the time I don't want them to talk to me. Like, it's like that thing, you know, they brought out Uber where you can pay the drivers, and it's like Uber Premium, Uber Chairlift or whatever, and then you've got Uber Silent or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh, yeah.
And they just won't talk
Uber
to you.
Chairlift, what the fuck's
I
that?
don't know, I was
For
spitballing.
disabled.
But you said it, not me. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm loving this, eh? For
And
those...
Well, I was just going to say it's for that exact reason. Like, if it's someone who's normal and just spitballing about
Apparently
normal
that fucking Uber Silent thing, though, they don't have to be silent. I mean, that makes sense because if
Well,
I
they
was to
just
like,
don't
if
talk
I
to
got in,
you.
yeah, but if I got in the car, if I got in your car and you were driving somewhere and I go, oh, don't talk to me, you go, well, fuck you, you're in my car. I'll
Yeah, but
talk to you if I
also-
want.
Also, a
If
lot
you
of
don't
Uber
want people
drivers,
to-
I think, expect it.
What,
Like
to talk?
sometimes they'll just, no, I mean, expect you to not want to
yeah,
talk. Like
yeah.
some of them, when I've been fucked out of my mind in an Uber, there's been times where it's just, like, I've just not said anything. And I
Yeah.
feel like a bit of a disrespectful cunt, but it's just like,
Fucking
sorry.
the
I
Uber
suppose I'm gonna
driver
see you
taking
again.
us home on Friday night, when we got out of the car, he goes, oh, do you mind if I use that intro? Did I tell you? He goes, oh, do you mind if I use the footage? No, he goes, oh, by the way, so we've gone through Macca's, he's dropped us off, and he's gone, oh, by the way, I film my drives. Do you mind if I use the fucking footage or the audio or whatever from like when you first got in and you were talking about strippers? Because we'd like just got
I feel
picked
like
up.
I remember you telling me this and
Yeah.
being like mad taken aback
yeah,
that
I was-
someone would do that
Yeah,
for starters,
yeah, exactly.
and then confess that to you and go, "Hey, man, been filming you for the last fucking
no, but
30
that's the thing.
minutes."
He reckons that he like uploads them or something. But the thing that
To
got me
where?
was no, that's the thing. I don't know, but what got me was the fact that instead of us getting in the car and him going, oh, by the way, you know, I do YouTube fucking footage videos and I upload fucking some of my footage. Do you give me consent to video? And then I go, yeah, whatever. And he goes, cool, record. That's a completely different story.
Yeah,
the
that's
fact that
how-
we got in the car,
And he tells
went
you
the whole trip,
afterwards.
get out, and then he goes, oh, by the way, I've just videoed everything. And the fucked up thing was, as well, the more I've thought about it since, I don't give a fuck, because I'm a dude. I don't care. But he was going on about how, like, the other week, we were talking about, like, okay, so for those listening, we just left a strip club, me and Realms. So we were talking about strippers. Got onto the conversation of how girls, like, go out in the rain and in the winter and wear basically next to nothing, and how dudes have got it way easier because we can just wear jeans and a jumper and we're fine. Girls have to wear, not have to, but girls wear, you know, nice skirts and all that sort of shit to get, you know, be attractive
High
to
heels
fucking
jack
dudes.
those calves up,
yeah.
boy. Look like marathon runners.
So yeah, we're talking about that, and he's telling us how, like, the other week it was like pissing it down with rain and he picked up a bunch of girls and took them out to wherever, and they were just like in fucking miniskirts and shit. So the more I've thought about it, the more I've thought, hold up,
You should maybe get your Uber receipt and call someone.
did he tell them that he was fucking
Yeah.
filming shit?
Not to mention that. Go on YouTube. Not right now. We'll do it afterwards. Unless if you did it now and it came up, that would make for the greatest
I can't fucking
content.
drink this.
But you look up fuckhead Australians in Ubers on YouTube, and he's got like a viral,
Yeah.
you know, like Cash Taxi or those types of
Yeah.
things. But it's just him, and then it just comes up saying, while driving an Uber, these two fuckhead misogynistic fucking, and just
yeah, no
smears your name.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But yeah, fucking, I don't know.
That's-
I was drunk and whatever. So when I got out of the car, I was just like, yeah, man, that's all good. Didn't even think about it, like saying, oh, what is it? Or
Not to
what's
mention-
it for?
What if he deep fakes your fucking head onto Johnny Sims or something,
yeah.
and then, because that's the thing, like, it's, the videos going around on Instagram and shit. Yeah, it's probably fucking mad hard to do, but some of them look so convincing.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah. Well, if that was to happen to me, I think I'd feel quite, like,
Honoured?
yeah. Well, depending on what it was.
Yeah, exactly. If they did it to the girl getting fucked and it's your head on there.
Yeah, depending. Yeah. Yeah, man. Fucking weird shit. Weird shit. Should we give the listeners and viewers a recap of what we got up to on the weekend, or?
Yeah, go on.
All right. Do you
Well, I
wanna
feel like
start
we
on-
have to talk about Seth Century's gig.
Yeah, okay, so you started off then.
Yeah.
Give me your
Basically-
thoughts and opinions on the gig. Tell them what we did.
Basically, I mean, I don't know if I'd say it exceeded expectations
okay,
because
so-
I had high expectations.
Okay, so we went to Seth Century.
Yeah, well, we did just say the Seth Century gig. I
Yeah,
thought,
I know, but
people can put
we
that
went to
together.
Seth Century Capital.
Yeah. Again, not
It
like
was dope.
not the biggest venue, which I think makes it better. I don't like going
Yeah.
to a venue where I'm fucking 100 feet away and have to...
Yeah.
I prefer that type of shit. But, I don't know, the energy of his entire performance, Birds, his support act was pretty dope. But
yeah.
Seth's
beat-
show in particular was like...
Well, on Birds, I reckon good, but production made him.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, if we're being honest,
Yeah,
production
yeah.
made him. But he did put on a decent show, decent
Yeah.
performance.
Good energy.
Yeah.
And Seth's show basically had live drummer, his DJ. I should probably start by saying I went and saw Seth in, I want to say like 2010 or something. 2010, 2011.
Well, by the sounds of what he said, it was like the first and only time he'd been.
Well, it
over.
wasn't
Oh, no,
at
he had the
Rosemount though, because he
Oh,
said
okay.
Rosemount and I
Yeah.
went and seen him in Freo.
Yeah. Okay.
But basically, from then, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, or something like that, his whole show and performance has, like, last time I saw him, it was a guy rapping on stage who I was into. This was like, there was a lot of showmanship. The
Yeah,
fact he had
yeah.
a live drummer and they improvised, well, they probably rehearsed, but there were times where the drummer would kick in and he was like purposely matching the tempo at which he was rhyming at, and little nuances like that.
Yeah.
Not to mention DJ Sizzle and the back and
Man.
forth between him and Seth, and just keeping
think-
the crowd on their feet, singing along
Yeah.
the entire time.
I think.
It was a rarity to see
Yeah,
at a rap performance.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think for me, the standout, one of the main highlights, performance-wise, was the what do you want to call it? Like the fluency between Seth and DJ Sizzle.
Yeah, the way they work together.
Yeah, they just fucking they knew exactly what was going on. DJ Sizzle probably spent more time in front of the stage than he did behind the decks, which
and
I think is insane.
Sizzle was his DJ when I first seen him
Yeah.
as well. Little cunt,
Yeah.
bigger hair, moustache.
Yeah.
And yeah. So they've obviously been doing it together a long time, but it fucking shows. And
Yeah, for sure. Try not to slide that. Yeah, no, 100%. Fucking,
the only flaw I think that we all agreed on, which, you know, is sort of being a bit selfish, I suppose, in some respects, because I don't think there was a whack song that he did. There were songs he could have done, yes,
Yeah,
but I think the set list he did was for new listeners,
he covers...
people who haven't, you know, don't really get into him, and the people who are big fans. He kept all of that, but some of the songs he would just do the first verse or something.
Yeah.
And then it would, bleed into the next track. And the way they did it was fucking perfect. There was no...
He covers... the way, doing it like that, he covers a lot more of his content in regards to making sure that most songs that people want to hear, they hear.
Yeah.
It's just to sacrifice playing a full song, or to sacrifice to sacrifice that and to make that fucking possible for listeners. He obviously has to shorten the fucking songs.
And there were also, I suppose, there were
But
some
it's
songs...
The only thing when I think about that is, why not just do the second verse? Like fucking Hellboy with the whole parakeet, whatever thing. Like, why not just do...
Yeah, but I also think the way, he joined the tracks together and stuff, and just the way it ran was,
Yeah.
that in itself sort of made up for it, because there was not a moment where anyone was dead, or there wasn't enough time for anyone to lose momentum or energy.
He opened with a new song, though, hey? Because I just remember you tapping on the shoulder going, this is my new favourite song.
Nah, I don't think, because I went and listened, obviously, to his shit over the weekend and that,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure I heard that song in his last album. It was just a song that I'd never really listened to.
He did that little like freestyle sort of thing over This Is America.
Yeah, that was dope.
That went pretty hard. He did his Triple J cover, which was sick. Punch in the face.
Punch in the face by
Yeah.
Frenzel Rom. Josh, it was Frenzel Rom, not Corn. We're having an argument. The only time he probably took a breath, because there wasn't a lot of time, and he's going, oh no, it was when we went for a cigarette afterwards. And he's going, yeah, nah, sick Corn sample. I'm like, nah, it's not Corn, it's fucking Carnival or something. I couldn't remember the name, and then he's like, nah, it's Corn, bro. But it's definitely Frenzel Rom.
Yeah, it is.
Realms, if you're listening.
Yeah, I don't know. I think performance-wise, like I sort of get caught up in this every time I see someone live. Always leave and go, oh, that's the best show I've been to.
I can vouch for that, because I
fucking-
always get the message, bro, Thirsty Merc is the best live band of all time.
Yeah, Daryl Braithwaite, bro. But yeah,
And
fucking.
I mean, it's just like that.
There
when you
is
go to a
definitely
good show.
something about him though that is like in regards to Aussie MCs from the people I've seen. It's hard really because you think of like Bliss and Esso and shit and Hilltop that perform massive arenas, so it's a whole different fucking ball game. But
and that's why I liked the venue. And
yeah, but for a rapper of his sort of status and stature, it's like, you know,
he should.
he
be
fucking
able to
yeah,
fucking
he
fill
smashes
those
it. He
places.
fucking smashes it. But
But
yeah,
he also
if you didn't go, you missed out. Basically,
I'm pretty sure he did sell out all of his shows. The Perth one was the only one that wasn't sold
Yeah,
out
it said-
before we went.
yeah. I was going to say he
But-
must have sold it before he came out.
Yeah, so that should suggest that after this next album,
There was that whole thing with Josh. Like Josh was saying, that fucking he was like a bit of a like arrogant guy, which he's very open about anyway in his music and whatever. But I honestly thought when he first came out, I honestly thought we were going to be in for some weird, awkward like night. After he performed like first two songs and then he's like going off at the bar staff because there's like bottles and shit all on the stage, which is fair enough. If you know that you're going to be using this space,
yeah.
it's like I want it fucking cleared.
I don't even think he was
But-
like having a go.
Well,
it was,
no,
he
but
was
it was
more
a
so
good-
saying to the crowd, "Oh, you're just gonna put your drinks there and shit."
Yeah, but he sort of like waited for the bar staff to sort of sort
Like,
their
go
shit.
around on stage
It was like a
and-
good fucking minute. It was a solid like minute and a half of him sort of just standing around going, you know, he's gonna fucking clean this shit up or what? Like, what's going on?
But at the same time, the one thing you would have noticed as well is like, I mean, the difference between his show and going to see like an open mic night or, you know, any of that shit is he is
Professional.
a professional
Yeah.
to the...
Yeah.
And I, you know,
Yeah, 100%.
personally, I don't think it would bother me if I was actually doing it, but at the same time, if I was at his level and you're at the point where you don't take anything more seriously than that particular thing, I
Yeah,
can understand
yeah.
why it might. But yeah, I don't know about the whole arrogant thing. Like you said, he does sort of suggest that
Yeah.
he is a cunt, a dick and an asshole, but
Yeah, but at the same time, like, you know, performed his first song and the first thing he did once he finished was go up to the crowd, give everyone fucking daps, made sure he got everyone.
apparently the Rosemount was the first show that he sold out as
Yeah.
well, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, that
Fucking
is cool. Especially considering he's from
over
fucking,
East.
yeah,
Yeah.
from over east.
But everything that happens in Perth, like Perth is the most isolated city going, so everything.
Would Rosemount be more than Capital? Surely.
Hmm.
You'd think it would definitely hold more, eh?
Yeah.
That was the fucking spin out though, because like he started going on about Rosemount, and he's like, you know, you cunt's fucking crazy. Rosemount was the first place that sold out, and the whole time I'm thinking, well, why didn't you go back to Rosemount?
Is Rose?
Maybe there's like a date clash or something.
I know when
That
I went
most
and
likely
saw
would be the case.
Jizzer at Rosemount.
Yeah.
I remember some cunt, like, afterwards we're waiting for a taxi and there was, like, a whole thing going on and the security walked past us. One of the dudes waiting for a taxi went, oh, what's happening? He's like, oh, man, some cunt just pulled a fucking blade out like this. And And I'm just thinking, from all the shit that happens at hip-hop shows, and you hear sometimes venues like, nah, we've had enough. Seth Sentry's the last person you'd think that would happen to.
Yeah.
But did that play a part? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Even then, there was that smash at the Seth Century at the like halfway through the night, right at the front.
Oh yeah, because he mentioned something. I didn't see a fucking thing.
No, I was sort of watching it. Just a lot of fucking pushing and shoving and like girls crying and shit.
Security was like chucking cunts out for sitting on people's shoulders and shit.
How's that cunt when we first got there? Not even, like, support act's not even on, and he just smokes a joint.
Oh yeah, dumb.
Starts smoking a joint in the fucking dance floor with like 40 people on there.
I think that about
and the security just sees him straight away and just goes, "Yeah, no, you're coming out."
Unless you're in a fucking stadium, how do you think you're gonna get away with it? Like, the smoke machine hasn't even been turned on yet, cunt, and there's just one little.
Yeah, man.
It was a good fucking weekend.
It was dope. Even the fucking the aftermath was even good.
Yeah, it was insane.
Do you wanna? Shall I tell people what we got up to, and you tell people what you got up to?
Yeah, man, we'll elaborate.
All right, so Seth Century finished. Where did we go? We went to that fucking Belgian bar, eh?
Yeah, that
I
one.
don't know what it's called, but it's definitely a Belgian
German
bar.
or
No, it's Belgium. Yeah,
yeah, it's some European country.
it's Belgium. It's definitely Belgian.
One of them, not to sound racist.
Yeah.
But we went there before ages ago with Harry. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we did.
That's
we definitely
the only
did.
reason I could remember it.
Yeah, we did.
But
Shout out to Harry Cherry if you're listening. Probably not.
If you're not,
fuck.
Why aren't you listening?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
is
pointless
this
saying that,
podcast episode just going to be a story about a boy who learns to drink tea properly?
Yeah, well, okay. So for listeners, I bought a fucking flask, a thermo cup. So I walked around okay, so quick story of what I did today. Went to fucking Coles to find a flask. $15. Refused. I looked at it, I went, no fucking way. Am I spending $15 for a cup that keeps something warm?
Yeah.
So then I went...
Thermos though, like 15's probably, maybe 20 is the max I would go if it was really good. Yeah, maybe a big one, mate.
Yeah, but that's the thing, they're not even that big.
But
yeah. Anyway, I went to Reject Shop, walked around Reject Shop for like 20 minutes looking at just random shit, thinking, do I need this? Do I need this? Then by the time I decided to go and pay, the line had about 6 people in it. So I just put it all back on the shelf and walked out.
And did
went
you
to go get my hair cut.
$15 one?
No, went to go get my hair cut at what's it called? At that joint. She goes, I can't get you in till 2:30. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going Midland. Anyway, so went to Kmart. 2 for $3. 2 for $3. Fucking bargain, mate.
Kmart does have bargains.
Yeah. And I got my hair cut. And I bought something else. Oh, I got a fucking mouse. Anyway, fuck that shit off. We don't need to care about that.
Yeah.
So we go to the Belgian bar. And then, where do we go? Well, then
we parted ways.
Yeah, we parted ways.
Don't say names, because that was a request.
What? Oh, okay. So you and fucking your mates go back to one of their houses and get on some illicit drugs. Me and Realms stood outside for about fucking 15 minutes debating whether or not to go casino or penthouse, and came to the conclusion that penthouse we'd probably spend the same amount of money, only penthouse we get to see tits. So we went to penthouse. Didn't end up spending any money. We were too picky. I'm too picky and socially awkward and couldn't talk to anyone, especially if you got the tits out. And yeah. It was good though.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to
good fun. Me and Josh were just sort of like sitting there just talking to fucking...
Yeah, when I can't...
Just like 40-year-old single mums, basically. Yeah. Trying to make a living. Looking like fucking Jessica Simpson in this bitch.
Jessica Simpson.
These
boots are made for walking, my dude.
Oi, okay, so I don't know if any strippers are listening. If you are, slide in the DMs.
Get on the podcast. We want to know all the information.
Yeah. Bro.
You've been filmed by Uber driver before.
Oh, man. This fucking... So I feel like the most humiliating thing that you could possibly do to anyone. They're already... Okay, so I don't want to make it like... women make these choices. You know, some of them want to be strippers, some of them don't have a choice. Whatever the fuck it is. I don't know, but the fucking most like degrading thing I feel like you could possibly do to a stripper already. So they finish their show, right? So they come out, they have like fucking 10-15 minutes doing like a performance. One of them, did I tell you one came out to the Undertaker theme song dressed as a Grim Reaper?
You did. And that... I wish I was there.
Oh my God. I just remember sitting there drinking and all of a sudden I just hear, ooh, just fucking that bell, just a boom.
That's ridiculous.
And I just look up and it's this fucking like
Did you have a painted on goatee?
6'5" woman with like massive heels on in a Grim Reaper outfit with a huge sickle. And I'm just thinking, you're not even an Undertaker.
Yeah, that's offensive, bitch. Go walk back and think about your fucking... Don't think about your life decisions. They're fine, but think about where you got that costume
But then
from.
I'm also thinking, imagine if you were a stripper. The choices you could have. Just everyone's waiting. You just come out, you shaved your hair off, you fucking cracking cans on your head.
Oh, dude, that's my... I don't want to say that's my dream. That's probably not my dream. But
how good would that be, though? Just a stripper coming out to WWE entrances.
Switches it up, because normally it's fucking a nurse or a policeman or something. It's like, I want to see
some bitch in Kurt Angle's fucking one piece, boy.
Yeah. Bro, she comes out with a Rey Mysterio mask and starts 169ing on the pole. I'm there, I'm sold.
Bro.
Who's ready for my frog
just comes
splash,
out like
boys?
Eddie Guerrero, just fucking shaking his like shoulders, whatever the fuck he did.
Comes out, Rob Van Dam gets her tits out and frog splashes on someone.
Oh man, that would be hilarious. That should be a thing.
We should start a WWF themed fucking wrestling
thing.
club. Just make a night of it.
Fuck, bro, that should be a thing.
And they should change the stage into a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
And they wrestle each other.
Yeah.
And the loser has to get them fucking dress out.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's the shit right there. That's a brilliant idea.
Fucking oath it is. But yeah. Basically, we went to the strippers. Old mate over here went and got on fucking mushies.
Yeah, it was a wild experience.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell us about it.
You know, we did talk about DMT the other week, and I'd had mushies before, but only a light dose. So I had a good time, but didn't go down the rabbit hole. This time I was fucking Alice in Wonderland. And
Alice in Thunderland.
Oh, Alice in Grabby Hands. Oh, that was fucking... Again. But yeah. Whoa. Did not expect... I mean, I sort of suppose...
I mean, you're getting on mushies.
To some degree.
Yeah, what else are you going to expect?
But it was fun, man. Like, I can't... Okay, so I did it twice in the 2 weeks. But Friday night was definitely more...
Drug addict.
No, well, that's the first time I've done
help.
it properly. I probably do need help. But, no, wicked experience. Definitely better than DMT. Like, far more fun. It lasts longer. Like, you go through all these different stages, you know. There's the holy shit, I think I can feel it. And that happened when I was rolling a cigarette, and I rolled a Nike swoosh and had to put it back in my fucking pouch because I was just, hang on. Now I'm going, fuck, I think it's come. I could just feel, it was like, you know, before tsunami hits, okay, I can explain it. You know when before tsunami hits?
Yeah.
And you get like, the water starts receding?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, fuck, I can feel something.
Yeah. And then just boom.
Yeah, basically, Ubered home. I think you passed out not long after I got back. We sort of chilled for a bit watching TV, and I started getting...
Yeah, I was going to say, because I just remember, like, trying to show you videos on my phone, because I was, like, just lying here drunk. We got back just before eating HJs or Macca's, whatever. And I'm just like trying to show you videos on my phone, and you're just going, bro, I can't look at faces. Like
human faces.
I can't look at a human face right now.
And again, this is what I was trying to explain to Luke before, is it's not like all that shit that you think will be scary when you're like you can't look at human faces or you'll scare yourself to death. You can look at human faces, but the shit just moves too much. You can't focus on fuck all. But I put on Dragon Ball Z, bro, and I was boom, like I didn't take my eyes off the screen, bar when I microwaved a pie for like 3 minutes too long and then had one bite out of it. I went, nah. But
oh man, I can't believe. Yeah, because I came out in the morning. I was like, what? First thought was your pie wasn't cooked because it was just one bite out of it.
I just ate the shit frozen.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that definitely couldn't work an oven.
No, well, I looked at the oven and went, no, I'm gonna have to wait for that, and I don't know where I'm gonna be in 20 minutes. And it was the right call. It again, like all the bad things, and I suppose if you had too many, you'd probably have a bad experience. But all the negative shit people said about it, I barely had a negative thought, and when I did, the mushrooms in the back of my head just reinforced it with a positive thought. And it was like nothing.
Just like, we got you, man.
Yeah, it was like they were just whispering, we got you, man. Why is the colours of my eyes changing constantly? But
is it that extreme? Like, give me an example of like something you experienced.
So,
because I've not done mushies, and I'm sort of at that point where it's like, if I'm in the right place,
if you're gonna do, like, if you were willing to do DMT or acid to me is like far more dangerous, I feel. But mushies are the safest drug you can do. That's just a fact of nature. And
what about weed?
Well, because weed has addictive qualities.
Oh, yeah,
and, you know, it has an adverse effect on your body because you're smoking it, a lot of that shit. Whereas mushrooms, you're eating mushrooms, you can only eat so many to begin with, and you're just going to shit it out the next day. You'll be sweet. But, so, like, one thing I noticed is if I stopped. So if I stopped moving or talking and was just focusing on something, that's when it all, like, someone turned that shit to 12.
Yeah.
And it, like, the first instance was I was like, man, I think I'm getting cold. Went outside for a cigarette, and I remember turning to my mate and going, bro, like, when I came out here, I was cold, and I wanted to say that my body was just radiating heat from within to keep me warm, but it wasn't. I just couldn't feel. Like, and because I sat there and went, I'm not warm, I'm not cold, I'm nothing. Like, I can't feel, and for a lot of it, it was like I just couldn't really feel cold, hot, my body to begin with. Like, I feel
like you kind of get that experience on pills as well, on pingers, like when you're sort of peaking on a decent pinger. And it's just, you just kind of like, you're just that fucking going.
You sort of have the thing every now and then because it's coming in waves, and it's sort of, you know, there were points where I'd just be sitting there, and same way when you're on a bicky or that, and you're sitting there and you just go,
yeah.
But it would more so be when I saw some shit on the TV screen. Yeah. So, for example, I was watching Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z has never been better in my life. Fuck when I was a kid. That shit was like every morning, 7 o'clock, cheese TV. No. This was like, as soon as I started watching it, I was like, this is my life now. Like, this is, for the next however many hours, this is all I can watch because it's visually appealing to the senses, and it sort of instigates little moments of trippiness or whatever. The first one was reading the intro music. And I put the subtitles on, and I'm going, bro, this has to be a joke. Like, it's something about the earth getting angry and kicking you in the face. And then, like, it was literally like, not to sound offensive, because I think it's Japanese people who made it. It was one of them. No, it was Asian people. Sorry. But I remember watching it and going, yeah, whatever Japanese person wrote this entirely to fuck with white people. Like, they knew, well, not just white people, but people of a English-speaking, They're going to watch it and go, because it's such a hard-hitting, heavy sort of song and it sounds so driven and emotional, and you read the subtitles and go, they're taking the piss. Yeah. So I've seen that and gone, I don't know if that's real. So to confirm, and because I try and take notes and like document little things that were happening, I have a video of me on mushies just staring at the phone screen, just trying to figure my own face out so I could watch it back and see how fucked I was. But I remember pulling my phone out and filming the intro segment again. Subtitles are up, so I could watch it back in the morning. And because right leading into that intro segment, King Kai, is it? I think he starts talking about a threat that's coming to harm the universe or that. And then they put on an effect on it so everything sort of blurs and goes shh, and I remember watching that and going, I may have just made that up, but that seems a bit extreme. So I've rewound that, watched that again to make sure it actually happened. Started filmed the intro. I'm watching it through my phone screen, filming it. It was like ridiculous. And because I can't take my focus off this screen, so I'm just watching it. Anime Lab works like shit on this PlayStation with the Wi-Fi. So it literally gets to the end of the theme song where it pops up with all the Dragon Ball Z characters, and I press stop record on my phone, and the fucking TV stops. And I sat here for about half an hour looking at my phone, looking at the TV, waiting for it to load and going, okay, now the mushies are affecting other things around me. It's not like it was too perfectly timed for it to be. And I just remember going, bro, I couldn't have written this into a TV script if I tried.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I don't know, man. That's like, it sounds like a lot of fun, but I think if I'm going to do it for the first time, I need to be. I need to be somewhere where there isn't electricity for starters, like just any TVs and shit. Like I feel like I'd rather just be like in nature.
It's good though because it gives you a sense of like
real life.
You're grounded because that's there. It's not like, oh, what am I doing to entertain? Because the whole time you still want to get something out of it. So it's like,
I guess if you were just like in nature and trees and whatever, your fucking brain would just be like,
it would be dope. But
it's like, but it'd just be working overtime because it's like you've got nothing. Like you said, you got no grounding. So like for me, half the time, if I am cooked or like on whatever, you know, your shit like your phone is like kind of where you can sit down and just look at your phone and just fucking like
you know where you are.
Yeah, everything gives you a couple seconds to.
You're focusing on something else. With that, like when I went out for the Uber and I was waiting for the Uber, and this is like when a whole nother wave of shit started happening. I remember walking out, hitting the road, looking up the street and going, okay, I'm a video game character. Because, again, I couldn't explain it. It was like, couldn't feel shit. Everything just, I don't know, looked different, but at no point was I ever afraid. Like I Ubered home by myself, felt fine, just enjoyed the trip. You do feel... Like, the best way I'll put it, I said this to the mates I was with when I first started kicking in, was like, I feel mad vulnerable at the moment. Like, there's no, you know, how you're out in a social situation, regardless of if anyone wants to admit it, most of us have, like, a bit of insecurity or something that creates a filter so you're not... And just society does as well. Like, you can't just go out and just act however the fuck you want. There's... a norm, but I just remember saying I couldn't be around people, and not that I put on a face, but also because I was so fucked. It's like there was no way I could pretend that I wasn't, and I'd rather be around people who knew I was on it, who knew me, and I don't have to give anyone an impression. Because
on that note, I went to Alfred's kitchen, and some fucking like cooker. He was like fucked off his... he was definitely on something, but he was also like just drunk as fuck. And he was like walking around with a bottle of fucking wine. Comes up to me and he's like fucking... I couldn't even tell what he said. Like it was just like... I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I don't know what you're saying, mate. And he's like, and he's like reaching into his pocket and pulls out what looks like a bag of weed, like a stick bag, but like... fuck all worth, maybe like 5 cones worth, not even. And he's like, fuck. And I was just like, nah, I'm all good, bro. But he was like hell close to me and I'm on my phone. So I just sort of like gave him a bit of a, push away with my elbow kind of thing. And he like walks away, goes up to some other bloke. This old bloke sitting there. And he's like walked up to him. This old bloke's just straight away just gone like this. And he's just like looking at him. And he's just got his defense up. And he's sort of just like, mate, fuck, and he walks off. Comes back up to me. He goes, you fucking, you sure you don't fuck, whatever. And I was just like, nah, I'm all good, bro. Just, just fuck off, like, basically. And anyway, he kept fucking harassing me. Slapped, like, I was like looking at my phone and he came up to me and I think him trying to get my attention. That's right. I was looking at my phone and this cunt's like came up behind me and just like stood there. And then I've sort of like sensed it a little bit and he's just like fucking like gone like that and tapped me on the back of my shoulder. And I've just turned around. I was like, what the fuck, cunt? And kind of like, again, pushed him away. And I was just like, what do you want? And he's just, fuck, whatever. And just like walks off again. But he was just lingering. He was just lingering and just like, just annoying everyone.
Yeah.
But I was like the youngest dude there out of work. There was only like 5 of us. There was like one bird by herself and then like 3 old dudes, like old men. And I was like, fuck, if this cunt does just start harassing people or whatever, I'm basically the only person here who is actually like fit and able to do something.
Hands.
Yeah. I was like,
what
this
a
is
fucking
fucked.
cooker.
But yeah, man, cunt was cooked. Cunt was actually cooked.
Yes.
But yeah, it was fucking weird. Anyway.
Yeah. That's...
Fuck. Should we move on? From whatever the fuck... What were we talking about? Oh, just
recap.
Recap of the weekend. So yeah, Seth Century was dope. Strippers are dope. Mushies are dope. Yeah. If you want a good weekend, go out to a live gig. Go to Penthouse. Go get on mushies. You'll have the time of your life.
Don't do the mushrooms beforehand.
Yeah, because we know what that looks like. And that looks like a fucking mess. Yeah, fucking... What else? So, should we go into news?
Yeah,
I've got another topic, but we'll come to this later because it fits into something else. So, okay, I've got like 3 news articles. First thing, Mick Jagger seems to have been like a reoccurring thing. They were touring. He had to cancel the tour.
Did he die?
No.
Oh.
Fuck me, no. He had his surgery.
Money on it.
Had his operation, his surgery, valve replacement or something, and went straight back on tour. So what? It would have been maybe a week, 2 weeks that they were cancelled. Not even.
I mean, props
Straight
to
back
him.
at it. 75 years old.
He's like the living epitome of I'm gonna do this shit until I die. Sort of
Literally,
thing. Yeah,
and that will be the case.
That'd be a pretty powerful way to die too, halfway through a song.
Yeah. Just doing like cover of Achy Breaky Heart or something. Anyway. Alright, alright. So yeah, Mick Jagger's back. Whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah.
got to spare
Got 2 more. So
$30,000.
Disney have been like slammed and like fucking fucked on basically by like critics or whatever.
For what?
For pocketing money that should be going to the Lions for the making of Lion King. But how they've worded it doesn't make sense. I was thinking, so they've used a real lion for scenes in the new movie that's coming out because it's like sort of real life animation.
Yeah.
And that lion's not been paid, or the owner. But what it is apparently in June, I think it might have been last year or this year, Disney have got like a conservation fund.
Yeah.
And they announced that they were going to donate $3 million to a lion conservation campaign thing that they've got going on. To obviously help, keep them fucking...
Conserve.
Yeah, keep them... Yeah.
But they
Quick fact, since Lion King was released in 1994, the population of lions in Africa has declined by 42%, and there's now only 20,000 in the wild.
That's pretty crazy.
Figure out the math. I don't know how much they was originally, but there's fuck all really now. But basically, people have came out and said that it's not enough because Lion King... Okay, so the musical of Lion King, the musical, has earned, guess how much money?
3 billion.
11 billion.
Fuck.
Just the musical. That's not even taken into consideration the 3 movies they've got, the spin-off fucking TV shows, everything, that whole franchise.
It's dope. Disney on Ice.
Yeah, $11 billion just from the musicals, and they're donating 3 million to the conservation of the lion, which is what has made them that money.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
So
Not
yeah,
to
it is a bit
mention
dog.
Just overall, like Disney owns fucking
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
now.
exactly,
It's not like money's an
exactly.
issue.
Why can't Disney just be donating money out of the kindness of their heart? You know,
You can build a fucking life-size Millennium Falcon,
You can
but
build
you
a lion.
can't make a couple more lions. Fuck.
I know, mate.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah,
That's big corporation, man. Fucking pull that up, Jamie.
yeah, it's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
Rich people should just be giving money away. Not just giving money away, but rich people should be donating money.
Yeah, but they do to things that benefit themselves or something.
Well, yeah.
It's like that whole cathedral shit when that burnt down.
Yeah.
Chapel, whatever the fuck it was. Everyone's donating money, and it's like people are starving. And
Yeah, they
I know,
donated 900 million.
I know from my point of view, like, I love history, I love historic architecture, all that shit. Like, I think it's dope as fuck that there's things we can go back and look on. But if it's a church or a chapel or something like that, hey, like, there's still some. We made stained glass windows in year 4. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's not that. There's other
Yeah.
shit around.
Yeah, definitely.
If it was the pyramids or some shit, yeah, but it's just a building.
Well, they wouldn't even be able to build the pyramids. Or would they?
Well, that's a whole nother story, isn't it?
Yeah. We won't get into that.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one more news article, then we're going to music artist of the week or whatever.
Do it.
A World War II bomb exploded in a German paddock.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty hectic.
Yeah,
What was
man.
did someone do it or?
Nah.
it just
So
went
it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and just an explosion in a paddock. It was registered as a minor earthquake. That's how like crazy it was.
up? Fuck.
The crater that it's left was 10 meters wide, 4 meters deep. So that's fucking huge.
Yeah.
And
That's
the
wild.
bomb itself weighs 250 kilos. So basically, yeah, it was a dud bomb that had been dropped off by a plane in World War II that landed, never exploded. Somehow, 80 years later, 70 to 80 years later, it's just gone, oh, that's right. And just blew up a fucking paddock. No one got hurt. I think it was just like in a farm. No one got hurt, but yeah, man. Fucking crazy, eh?
Especially if it's in a farm too. Some dude's just riding around on a plough or something if they still use them.
Yeah.
And
On a combine harvester.
yeah, down.
Driving around the farm in a combine harvester.
Yeah.
Next minute, bomb exploded. It's like fucking the detectionists or whatever. What was that movie called? Detectorists.
Oh, I know the one
TV
you're
show
on
with
about.
fucking
The
old
metal
mate in it.
detectors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. I mean, it makes
Yeah.
you wonder how many of them
Bombs.
are out there.
Yeah, like what we were on about the other day in the fucking permafrost last week in permafrost with the wolf head. There's probably bombs everywhere.
Well, with that permafrost shit, there was I don't
It's
know
like
if I
in
said this when we were talking about
There's
it.
like mines and shit, just quickly, but there's like mines and stuff fucking all over the place from like the war
Yeah, very
that are
true.
like in seabeds and fucking everything that have just never been like detonated, like never been triggered.
Some poor shark just swims into one
Yeah.
day.
Have you
And
seen the
dead.
movie? Fuck, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a like true story, and it's about like one little fucking platoon in Afghanistan, I think it is, and yeah, true
Oh,
story.
the
They
Hurt
get
Locker.
they get caught. They get sort of like in like it's a shallow, it's like a dried up riverbed, and they like are walking through it to like get to another area, and one of them stands on a fucking landmine and it explodes. But these landmines had been there since a previous war years ago that like the Russians had put there or some shit.
Yeah.
And they basically, true story, they basically like fucking, I think there's like 8 or 10 of them that are like all on this fucking, like walking along this thing. Basically one of them explodes and they all go, holy fuck, we can't move. And like they obviously find out by other people trying to move, standing on them, exploding. Turns out there was like, I could be wrong, for anyone who's listening or knows or whatever, don't fucking quote me on it, but it was like 13 to 30 mines that are like were still in this riverbed, and they were fucking like trying to figure out by like taking one step at a time and like marking where they'd walked how they could fucking maneuver and get from one person to the other. But heaps of them died, people lost limbs and shit. Fucking yeah, nuts. But it's a true story. I forgot what it's called. It begins with an N. It's like a weird name, weird word. I think it might be like the place or the name of the river or something.
Yeah, before I forget that permafrost thing, I read an article. I've seen it shared a couple of places, but yeah, this species of reindeer in fucking, oh, it was Greenland, I think. I want to say Greenland. That sounds right. But basically, the permafrost had defrosted and released a bacterial plague that killed, like, nearly wiped out the entire deer population 100 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe more. And, yeah, that's happened again. And then I've heard, like, theories as well, after hearing this, I don't know their credibility, but that's one of the potential threats of global warming is permafrost defrosts and releases
the plague,
you know, shit. Well, just century old, if not like fucking thousands of years old bacteria and shit like that our bodies can't fight against, and another fucking plague happens or something like that. It's like that would sort of make sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Which is the scariest part about it.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Okay, would you rather die from like a nuclear war or some like crazy like thing that's happening where everyone on Earth knows, oh my god, we're all gonna die? Like, and it's like a movie. It's like Black Summer, where it's like the fucking it's like the bird one, Birdcage. Like everyone knows that like shit's going down. There's not much you can do about it, but it's like survival of the fittest for as long as you can.
I'd want to go something like that, but like the Independence Day version.
Yeah.
Because I've always sort of thought about it like, by no means do I want to die. I don't think anyone does.
Yeah.
But if I was going to pick how I died, if aliens could come down, you know, if they could explain some things, that'd be nice. But even just being able to see an alien or something before I die, or have a question like that answered, rather than just, you know, go out and die. If I got a question I never expected to get answered, bang, right before I died. But I don't know how that translates, like, to other things.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, I don't know, I watched Looper last night, and it's like, well, if someone was telekinetic and made my head explode, like, that would be so cool to realise that there's telekinesis or something right before you die. You've had something you never thought possible answered. I suppose that's cool, but would you even know? Because bang, your head just exploded. Yeah. You don't get a heads up. No one explains that to you before it happens.
Yeah, true.
That's like if we just blew up now inside this house. Nah, fuck that. If I walk out on the front lawn though and see a UFO and an alien comes down and goes and then blows us all up.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I don't know. Do you reckon you'd do alright in a fucking end of the world, like, apocalypse situation?
feel like everyone thinks they do alright.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
depends what the zombies are like. Are we talking like fucking Shaun of the Dead zombies? Or are we talking like what's it
No,
called?
I'm not even
28
saying
days
zombies.
later type of shit. Like just
No, I'm not even
schizo.
saying like fucking zombies. I'm saying just in general, like if it's a matter of like, you know, having to fucking survive in the wild and fend for yourself and go and, you know, like find food sources and defend yourself and potentially
Well, have you ever
kill
watched?
others.
Have you ever watched that? I suppose it's not the same thing, but that show where they drop people in the wilderness and they
Hunger
got to
Games.
stay out there for I think it's 6 months.
Hunger Games.
And no, Elliot.
Well, Hunger Games is basically the
It's not
closest
fucking
you
cat
get.
piss or whatever her name is.
Cat piss.
It's
Wait, if you the one with Steve Austin in it. Fucking oh, what's it called?
It's on an island.
Yeah,
and-
what's it called?
Oh fuck! It's lost.
Begins
me.
with a C. It's like condemned. Nah,
it-
contender. Nah.
fucking.
Oh, and who else is in
Yeah,
it? It's
that's-
like Stone Cold's in it. Fucking oh, I can't remember now.
Yeah. Well, that's because
great
it was
Carl-
a
it's-
shit movie.
Great Khalid in it.
I don't know. He was in.
Longest Yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That fucking cell phone tower.
Whatever the fuck he said, I can't remember.
Yeah, no, that was spot on. It was also a really good job of the HUD impersonation.
impersonation. Yeah. All right, should we move into music?
Yeah, fucking oath.
Okay, so this week's artist of the week is Sticky Fingers.
Oh,
Because we were sort of last minute, didn't really know what the fuck we were going for, so we went with a bit more of a rocky sort of vibe, I guess.
Yeah.
Kept it well, not local, but kept it national. So yeah, Sticky Fingers. If you've
boy.
if you've not listened to them or whatever, go check them out. They're fucking dope.
Yeah, I wrote him.
Formed 2008. Fucking been going
Yeah, I was
at
gonna
it
say.
11 years.
Like, you're well onto it more than I am, but
Yeah.
even then, like, they only really got big a couple of years ago, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had like two EPs from them.
That's crazy.
But yeah, their first album, their debut album, Crush Your Soul, was 2013. So that's like when they became big. How to Fly was like their fucking break.
I'm trying to think of
How to Fly. Fucking. Oh, where's that? Do you want to go get that fucking tablet, or should we just leave it? No, just leave
We'll
it.
probably get caught up in a loophole with songs.
Yeah, we will. No, we'll just leave it. But yeah, so it consists of there's 5 members: Dylan Frost on the vocals, Paddy Cornwall, the bass guitarist, Seamus Coyle, the lead guitarist, Beaker Best, the drummer, and Freddie Krabs on the keys.
Freddie Krabs.
Yeah, Freddie Krabs is fucking Don. But yeah, there's been a lot of fucking. I think we've already talked about it before on the podcast. There's been a lot of like controversial stuff that's happened.
Yeah.
They went on a 2-year hiatus and then came back this year and released Yours to Keep, which is a fucking banger of an album. Slightly different style to their like original stuff. I looked it up. Like their class is like reggae, indie rock. That's like their 3 sort of genre crossovers.
Yeah, I
Which
could
is
see
true.
that,
Like
yeah.
it makes sense.
Like,
but
would
they
you
would-
say it's...
They definitely had it like in their first album. Then in their first 2 albums, they definitely had a lot more of like a, dun, 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 like that classic reggae vibe.
Yeah.
With more of a rock. Now it's a bit more indie rock. It's a lot heavier. The last 2 albums are a lot heavier than their first few.
From someone who listens, like, I don't listen to a great deal of music that isn't hip-hop. I do listen to other shit, but, like, I can't say I've heard a song of theirs that I didn't like. I don't think.
Yeah.
Like most of it's shit I can vibe to.
Yeah. No, they're good, man. They're good. I saw them twice. I've never seen them in Australia, but I saw them twice in the UK in the space of a week. And now, like, when I think back to gigs, I'd probably say that the first time I saw them at the Cookie in Leicester, which was like tiny little underground fucking venue. I think it only held 200 people or something. And I was like from a bit further from, like, I don't know, metre wall away, couple of metres. And it was it was nuts, man. It was nuts. And I'm still convinced that he recognised me at the following gig. So I saw them on like a Saturday. No, I saw them on a Sunday and then went down to London and saw them on a Friday in the same like week. And I had the same jacket and I wore the jacket both times. And it sounds dumb and it's probably not true, but I was like, I am 100% sure that from me being so close to him at the first gig, the next gig that they did in London, I was also there and I was like up at the front in the middle, and I just remember looking at him and he's singing and he's looked at me and like we've made eye contact and he smiled. And you can sort of tell when you've made eye contact with someone, and as soon as it happened, I was convinced. I like basically fangirled, but I was just like, that just happened. Like, he looked at me, he recognised me because he saw me 4 days ago, this close, like, you know what I mean? And I was like, he knows, he knows, he fucking knows. But it was nuts.
Yeah, that is so your best friends.
Yeah,
sticky fingers.
basically best friends. The thing that I do regret though doing is at the Cookie, because it was such a small venue, at the top it was like a cafe, like bar kind of thing, like of just, you know, those like sort of real narrow joints in like city centres. And Paddy, the bass guitarist, and Seamus, the lead guitarist, were just like upstairs, like sitting at the table and just like talking to people. I was outside having a smoke. Seamus was outside having a smoke. But the only reason I didn't say anything, I was from me to you away, just like you would be having a smoke. But the only reason I didn't say anything was because this girl, who was also Australian, went up to him and was like, oh, I'm from fucking, you know, I'm from Brisbane, like, I'm a massive fan. And had seen them perform like 4 or 5 times at smaller shows and before they were so big and blah, blah, blah. And she was just like fucking just talking his ear off. And I was just kind of like, you know, having my smoke, keep doing my own thing, but like looking over and just sort of gauging his like interaction and response. And he seemed pretty like, yeah, whatever, like I've heard it all before kind of thing, but, you know, still being nice.
I feel like that's, well, for like big popular musicians and that's the second tier right underneath rappers rapping their lyrics and going, oh bro, just let me spit. I can't remember who. Well, I vaguely remember this cat at one of the gigs we went to going up to fucking, I can't remember if it was Bitter Belief or Draft.
Yeah, he went up to Bitter Belief.
But he went up to Bitter and he was going, oh, Bitter man, let me spit these bars for you, and just starts rapping at him, didn't give him the chance to answer and say, hey man, don't want to listen to your rap because...
It was at Fly Right.
Yeah, that to me must be the most annoying thing in the fucking world.
I had one dude do it to me at, I don't think it was my launch, I think it was when we were supporting Cogs or some shit. I was supporting someone, maybe Reams, I can't remember. But, he like came up to me, like, it was at Babushka. So there's that like weird little fucking stairwell walkway sort of thing to the smokers bit. And he's just like caught me there and he's like, oh man, fucking sick set, bro, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I've got some bars, can I fucking rap them for you? I'm too nice to just be like, no. Yeah. No, I don't want to hear it.
For starters, there's no time anyone wants to hear your a cappella bars.
Yeah.
Unless you've got a beat with you and someone or something
I get awkward being around people freestyling if I don't want to hear people freestyling.
It's a mood.
Like if we were sitting here, if we were sitting here, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh yeah, fucking, these bars that I had that I was writing the other day, fucking, blah 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 blah, and you just start doing it, I'd sit here and be like, okay, this is awkward. Please stop.
Yeah, but I feel like if we're gonna show each other shit, it'll be like, oh, I wrote this yesterday. I'm putting the beat on to show you.
Yeah.
Or I'm going. I'm not going to read it to you, but I wrote this bar, which I thought was pretty fire or something.
Yeah.
But not just go, oi, Elliot, man, how was work? So I'm going off the top of the dome and...
Yeah. But that's like same thing with the dude fucking rapping. Like, if you go up to someone, you go, oh, do you reckon I could show you some bars? And you go, yeah. It's like, all right, maybe think to yourself, I'll show him some bars, but I won't spit him 32 of them.
Yeah.
Let
me do a quick 100 for you, bro. You seen Games 100 bar freestyle?
Yeah, I'll maybe spit like 8 bars, give you a taste of what I've got.
Yeah.
You don't need to fucking go up to someone and spit him a whole verse and a hook and another verse.
Personally, if I was at that level of if I was a professional muser or popular or whatever and had cats doing that to me, oh, can I show you some bars, man? I'll go, yeah, bro, bring them up on your phone and I'll read them to myself. Okay? Because, and that's not saying I can rhyme them better than the person who wrote them, but from back when me and Josh and shit were sending each other like verses and that, like Josh at one point was like sending me a verse every fucking week. Yeah, and
even that gets annoying.
There'd be points where it's like I don't feel like reading it at the time, 100%. But then when I would go back and read it, it's like, okay, yeah, I can put it together and I get it, and I don't have to listen to someone.
You have to be in the mood, man. Like Josh knows this, but Josh has done that before. Sent me bars and stuff, and it'd be like fucking 4 verses, and I'll look at it and just go, I don't have the time or care factor right now to read through 4 verses of bars that aren't mine. Like,
and then after 10 seconds of him sending you the message, you message back going, oh, that's sick, man. And it's like, there's no way you could have read all that.
Yeah.
You dog cunt.
Yeah. Literally. Oh, man. Yeah, shout out to Realms. He's got dope bars still.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fucking, some of those cunts. Just...
I feel like that's...
It's a certain type of person.
That same person probably floods like the Aussie hip hop pages with freestyle videos and the whole just some throwaway bars, and it's like I don't know what throwaway bars are again because I haven't put out a song in that long.
I don't have throwaway bars because it takes me that long to write bars.
Don't.
Yeah,
I suppose I don't know what a throwaway, and it's the same thing as. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm better than any of these fuckers.
Yeah.
It's not, and it's not hate or anything if that's what you want to do. But at the same time, me personally, if you're posting shit on a hip hop page, unless it's a video that looks slightly well produced or something, I'm scrolling past that shit all day of the week because all the ones I have clicked on is some cunt in short shorts and TNs sitting there rapping out of time to the wackest beat or sitting on a couch with a bong in front of him in someone's shed, and it's like that's fun if you're there doing it with your mates, but I don't want to see you doing it.
That's the thing with Facebook again, like back to something we kind of touched on a couple of weeks ago, only in like a different context with the whole how I was saying people have got a platform that shouldn't necessarily have a platform. Kind of falls into the category with that.
It's still equal playing ground though, because everyone gets that platform.
Well, yeah. But then there's people out there that like aren't good.
Yeah. We'll say, for example, if I dropped an album tomorrow and I really wanted, I wanted to put it out there and that, it's more than possible. And again, I'm not saying that, everyone out there is less talented than me, but someone who...
Well, that is what you're saying.
No, it's fucking not. But you know what I'm trying to say is someone less talented than me could get their shit in far more circles than I could if I don't know, Like, just because you don't have the skill at the art form, if you've got good social media awareness and marketing skills, even if you're a fucking idiot, that's Tekashi 6ix9ine, isn't it?
Okay.
Like,
well, all right. So going from that, perfect example, perfect way to go into the next thing. Okay. So Liam mentioned XXL Freshman.
yeah.
Have you looked up the freshman list? Because this falls into exactly what you're saying. People who aren't, not saying that they're less talented than you or whatever, but I am, because they are less talented. But people who have got, you know, the fucking connections or whatever to get their music out there. Obviously, in this day and age, more people listen to different fucking hip-hop, so we, to some extent, are quite biased because of what we listen to. But I feel like I do speak on, you know, I do kind of speak for somewhat of a group of people
Anyone who
that are in the same boat.
Good art. Anyone who credits music as being artistic.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Because...
And all aspects of it. Yeah. Like, and one of the main aspects being lyrics.
Because let's not...
And poetry
let's
and
not
everything.
Front, my friend, but you don't have to have a vast knowledge of music, musical skills, or anything to make a song. Like, a fucking teenager could make a song tomorrow that becomes the biggest song in the world, and he's never done anything. He didn't even listen to songs until 2 weeks ago. And just figured it out. And yeah.
I don't know. We're hating a little bit because we're not rich and famous. But
no, fuck that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
like,
but we'll go on the XXL Freshman. Do you know who's in it? You don't.
I don't care.
You probably won't know any of them, because I don't.
I don't care.
I'll tell you.
No
what
one's
going to
know who any of these people are in 6 months' time.
Yeah, one of them. One of them, maybe. One of them you will.
And if it's Lil Nas X, no. Give that cunt 6 months and everyone would have forgot.
So you got Comethazine, which I've seen feature before. This is where people like fucking Daisy and Harley and shit will be like, oh yeah, man, these cunts, I've fucking heard them.
Yeah, but
anyway, so Comethazine, Tierra Whack, don't know who that is, some female bird. Da Baby, I've seen him pop up, don't know who he is. I think I know one of his songs, but I'm not too sure. Lil Mosey, don't know who that is. Roddy Ricch, don't know who that is. This is the one that I think will be around in 6 months, and who I also think is dope. YBN Cordae. I think he's probably the only person in this list that I've heard his stuff and gone, yeah, you've got bars. Yeah. You seem
I'll say this, I don't listen to him, but I've heard his stuff and I can somewhat understand why he's in there.
YK Osiris, don't know who they are. I mean, again, before we start shitting on them, we probably should go and listen to some of them.
Should we though?
Rico Nasty, Gunna. I've heard of Gunna before.
Gunna and DaBaby, I'm pretty sure I like.
They're like a duo or something.
Yeah, I've heard them spoke about on
I've heard of Gunna before. But... Okay, this name makes no sense because it's a female. Megan Thee Stallion. You're a female. You're not a stallion. A stallion's a male horse. So if your name's
on a pony or something,
a mare. You have a stallion and a mare, and then a mule, I think, is a baby. And then a horse is what they are. But a stallion is a male horse.
A horse is what they are.
A stallion is a male horse. That's why I had Italian stallion or whatever.
That's like, isn't a pony not a baby horse?
A pony's just a small horse, I think.
I spent so long thinking a pony was like what you call a baby.
Nah.
That's like if someone turned around and said, hey man, a lamb is like a different type of sheep.
I think it's a mule. Now I think about it, I don't know.
A mule is a donkey.
Oh, it is a donkey, yeah. So what's a... So you have a stallion, a mare, and a foal.
Yeah, nah, fucking
stallion, a mare, and a foal. Anyway.
Don't worry, guys, we sorted that one out.
Yeah, but if you're a girl and you call yourself Megan Thee Stallion, doesn't make sense. Anyway, and then the last one, Blueface, the most off-tempo fucking rapper I've heard this, 2019. Buzz down, Vadiana. I want to see you buzz down. Now back it up. Now back it down.
Yeah, I don't even
whack.
know.
But, okay, so, stupid. Let's just put it into perspective of what XXL Freshman once was. Okay. So we'll go 9
you got
years ago.
Asher Roth
2010.
and that in there, or
2010. 2010, you had J. Cole, Nipsey Hussle, Freddie Gibbs,
Boy.
Wiz Khalifa, J-Rock, Big Sean, and a couple others. I didn't
Well,
write
that
them all
right
down.
there is...
Yeah, exactly.
Even if
Didn't
I
write them
don't
down.
listen to...
If you look at that, 9 years ago, J. Cole, probably number 3 biggest rapper going. Kendrick
9
Drake.
years ago.
No.
Oh, he is now. So, yeah.
J. Cole, then you got probably Kendrick and Drake.
J-Rock, Big Sean, all those
J-Rock
cats.
is still going. He's probably got bigger in the last couple of years than he was at that point.
Big Sean's, probably 2-3
Nipsey
years
Hussle,
removed from
rest in
being the
peace.
biggest rapper in the world.
Who?
Big Sean.
Yeah. Big Sean's
Yeah,
fucking smashed it. Nipsey
fucking
Hussle.
100%.
Freddie Gibbs is releasing another album soon. Like, he's still in the works 9 years later. Wiz Khalifa had probably one of the biggest songs of that year, Black and Yellow.
And him and Currency
is
did
still
another
doing
album
shit.
not that long ago.
Yeah, still doing shit. 2011, Kendrick Lamar, YG, Mac Miller. This is also now an ongoing thing that's pretty fucked up. Like, Nipsey dies, Mac Miller died. But Kendrick Lamar, YG, Mac Miller, Yellow Wolf, Big Crit, Meek Mill. Again, solid.
Yeah, 100%.
All still going. Yeah, they're all still going. YG's massive. Kendrick's fucking huge. Yellow Wolf sort of on and off. Big Crit, I think he's fucking dope.
Yeah,
He's always been dope. Meek Mill, listen to like, you know, Dream Chasers, that sort of stuff, but not so much anymore. Mac Miller, unfortunately passed away, but I think released probably one of the best hip hop albums ever with Swimming.
Yeah, Swimming is dope. Fucking oath.
And then 2012, I'm trying to think who was in it, but I didn't bother writing it down. 2013, you got Schoolboy Q, Joey Badass, Absol, Action Bronson, Logic, Travis Scott. Again,
That's
Logic and Travis Scott, probably two of the biggest
massive.
names going.
Yeah.
Action Bronson, massive following.
Not just in
Absol,
the music.
Joey Badass, huge. Schoolboy, huge. And that's in the space of 4 years. And then I can't even think who was on it last year. But again, it was, you know, your Lil Pumps or whatever. Yeah. I don't know if they've released anything. Like,
if you're not creative to come up with a name that doesn't have Lil in it, I can pretty much assume that you can't write music for yourself.
But
is that
in that space of 4 years, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got probably 4 of the biggest names in the last decade, potentially the following decade.
Yeah,
and then someone like Megan Thee Stallion or Lil Mosey, who the fuck are they? And who are they going to be? Other than like maybe a one-hit wonder for some viral song.
Again, it's hard.
Unfortunately, that's what it is now, isn't it? It's viral.
Yeah,
If you
it
get a
sounds
viral hit,
like
that's
hate,
it.
but if go listen to No Jumper if you want to hear people praise this shit.
Yeah.
If that's your thing. There's other shit to listen to.
Don't go listen to No Jumper though. Subscribe, rate, review, Smokers Lounge. This is where it's at,
on
my
all
boy.
good streaming platforms, Apple Music, fucking iTunes, Spotify, Bandcamp, Pirate Bay.
Oi, imagine Pirate.
Limelight.
Remember Pirate Bay, boy? I just spat everywhere, but remember Pirate Bay?
Yeah.
That shit was dope.
Never
But yeah,
forget.
man, like, it's just so fucked up. And then, like, I don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is. But, like, you read through those lists and it's like, whoever was working for him at the time knew good music. Because I feel like even now, there's rappers that could fall into here that aren't in there. Some of them because they do like a 10th man thing where it's like one extra person gets in.
Special listings or whatever they call
Yeah,
it.
and like I was going through it and like Boogie was in there, which
Has
I
Mick
personally
Jenkins been in one? Because Mick Jenkins
think he has,
is
yeah.
fucking insane.
I think he has, but like Boogie was in there, and I think Boogie's dope.
Which one?
Not Boogie with a hoodie. He's already been in. The good Boogie.
Boogie without the hoodie.
Fuck, I'm trying to think of other people. But yeah, anyway. But there was a couple like people had turned it down as well. Post Malone turned it down. Drake turned it down. ASAP Rocky turned it down. Fuck, who else was there?
Because you got to think, like, ASAP probably would have fell in, like,
ASAP
one
was
of
in
these.
2011, yeah. 2010, 11.
So he would have been in good company. It's not like you could understand if, say, they turned to Mick Jenkins
I wonder when
a
Drake
couple of
would
years
have been
ago and asked him.
Drake would have been around the same time as well.
Drake would have been like 2008 or something. Because Thank Me Later or whatever it's called came out
Yeah, but he
2007,
wasn't
8.
that big, though.
He was. Because Forever came out like 2008 or something. And
Yeah, true, he had Eminem and shit on it. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I forget how long he's been around for.
Yeah, I think
Same
Nick
as
Minaj
J-Rock. Like, I discovered J-Rock
J-Rock's been
through
out
Lil
for
Wayne
so long.
when I had my little Lil Wayne phase and listened to fucking All My Life and was like, yeah, this is dope. And then...
Yeah, man, J-Rock's been going for fucking ages. Follow Me Home is probably one of my favourite albums of all time.
Yeah, that album is so fucking solid.
Yeah, like, just
Definitely
the most gangster shit
that slips
ever.
in there somewhere with Kendrick shit.
Yeah. If you're fucking driving and it's a nice sunny day and you're by the coast and you're not banging Follow Me Home, you're doing something wrong with your life. Because I don't know, man. I can... just days, just like...
When
just
that
driving
album,
with that album on. It's like game documentary. It's like the perfect album to just cruise.
When
Follow
Me
It makes
Home...
me want to do it now.
When Follow Me Home dropped, I won't... Well, you already know who I was with or whatever anyway, but I remember putting Follow Me Home on for fuck music. It's like, do you want to put some music on? Yeah, no worries. We continue to give you nothing but that true gangster shit you can groove to.
Drop your elbows, do it like this.
Yeah, fucking bangers.
Let the boomerang. Bring it back. Oh, man. Just nuts. And just the songs on there is like, Who Gonna Love It? Fucking Say What's Up,
West
like
Side.
just dope.
Say What's Up. I might need a baker.
It's just clear to say, like it's easy to say that TDE is probably the best thing to ever happen to our lives.
Oh.
TDE in Dreamville, like probably
Depends from what aspect. Because from the like rhyming aspect, I still think probably like, and this is going to sound dumb, but Wu-Tang was the first thing I listened to that was like, oh, this is like a proper lyrical sort of shit. Before that was just Exhibit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe M as well. So M was definitely in there, but...
Exhibit.
What, so you're saying when you're 14 or 15 you weren't bumping Exhibit?
I'd never really... No, I can confidently say that. I never listened to Exhibit.
Like, he was on fucking the radio on Channel V and shit when Multiply came out.
Literally the only Exhibit song I ever listened to and bumped was fucking Concentrate, and that is it.
Multiply, like, was probably one of the first music videos I've seen. But anyway, off that topic, sort of forgot what I was going with that. About
record labels, lyrics. I said TDE's best thing to happen.
Oh yeah, Just the Mantra for me are like the two things that inspired me to actually do it myself. But I think a big part of that is because they're not African Americans and...
Alright, you can be signed to any label. Who you going? I don't even know who Mantra's signed to. Let's just say Sony or something.
Yeah, well, I don't know who he's signed to. It wouldn't be someone like that. Like...
Big Village.
Naturally, I want to say High Focus. Just because I don't know of many, like, Australian, like, Elephant Tracks and fucking Golden Era and stuff.
High Focus is literally the only record label I know from, like, every single member.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, I don't... You've got Elephant Tracks with Horror Show and Jimbler and cats like that. I don't know these other labels and who's with them as far as Aussie one goes. And as far as American, it's like, why the fuck would I want to sign to Def Jam or something like that if I don't live in America?
I've now got an even better question. Do you want me to ask you?
Yeah, well, don't leave me fucking hanging.
You started a record label.
Hmm?
You can sign 3 people. Who are you signing?
All right, well, I'd sign Mantra.
You got to think though, you are a record label. But yeah, go on. Yeah.
What the fuck is that supposed to
No,
mean?
just keep going.
And like that's another thing too, is this is from the I've got to pick from already like established artists who are popular. I'm not, because in reality, if I had probably be you, Josh, and someone else.
Oh, cheers, man.
Myself, I don't know. But
thanks, man.
yeah, if I had to I mean, yeah, I'd like to sign Jest, but I don't know how long Jest is going to keep rhyming for. I mean, he's still a point, but he's been around for like 19 years or something now.
Yeah.
So Mantra. Fuck, am I just thinking of Aussies or?
I don't know, because I'm thinking like
This is
if you're gonna
so
go
hard.
money, if you were gonna go like massive artists, you just go Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake.
Yeah, from the money standpoint.
But like if you were to go for like lyricism and content, I'd go Horror Show. Oh, I'm fucking
It's
stumped
so
straight
hard,
away.
bro, like
Stumped
there's-
straight away. I'd go Horror Show. Oh, who am I listening to at the moment?
Horror Show, Seth, and Mantra, and then Mourns as special consideration.
Yeah, I'll probably put Mantra in there as well, but I'd definitely go Horror Show. And
I feel like if we were doing Aussies, you'd
That's
have to
so
put
hard, I
Mourns
can't
in there
even-
just to add the fucking
style.
boom bap attack sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah. Imagine all of them on a song. Pretty sure it's been done.
Yeah, probably that Mourns and Remy song, that new Mourns and Remy Red Velvet, was it
Yeah.
called? That's dope. Like
Yeah.
Rob Shaker on the
I
beat.
need to listen to it. I need to listen to it properly. I only heard like a little snippet of it. But yeah, Rob Shaker's on the beat, eh?
Beats groovy.
Bit funky.
Remy, like I've not listened to a great deal of Remy's shit. His verse is very like different, but I reckon he pulls it off. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. Alright, let's fuck off that record label thing, because
Oh yeah, that's
my
way too
brain's
hard. That's like doing a top 5. It's
Alright, I don't know how long we've been going.
must be about an hour and 15 because I need a piss. If it's an hour and 15 minutes, you got to buy me dinner.
It's an hour and a half.
Okay.
Should we go get vegan burgers after this?
No, I want to go get a steak.
Eh?
I planned this out at lunch. I'm going to
did
buy
ya?
a steak, boy.
I had a steak the other night. Okay, so I'll quickly... Should we do poll results?
Yeah, go on. What's the poll result?
Okay, so the poll, which is better, Friends or How I Met Your Mother? What did you vote for?
I mean, I can understand why those were the two that were picked, but I voted for Friends just because I've seen Friends so much.
Yeah.
I think most people who had Foxtel have
Yeah.
seen every episode of The Simpsons and every episode of Friends.
Yeah. I voted
But-
Friends as well, so we had 76 votes.
I have watched How I Met Your Mother, and when it was a while ago, but when I was watching it, I did enjoy it. I just think Friends has, I don't know.
I just don't... Yeah, well...
If Friends
okay,
just
so-
came first.
Yeah,
Like,
so
for me, that's
76 votes, 54% went to How I Met Your Mother. So How I Met Your Mother won. Part of me feels like... I mean, I'm not going to fucking argue. I'm not going to say that they're wrong, but they're wrong.
Yeah, the
but like, part
majority
of me feels
fucking
like...
dogs.
Part of me feels like it's because of, like you said, time. And probably age. And the fact that Friends is on all the time is probably like a reason to push people away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I personally, I know like How I Met Your Mother is hilarious.
I just thought of next week's poll.
Marshall is hilarious. Fucking what's his name?
Oh, Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, what's
Barney? Is that
Yeah,
right?
Barney.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. Like that whole dynamic is
Yeah.
funny. The three dudes, the characters are funny. The fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer bird. What's her name?
Yeah. Bandcamp. One time at Bandcamp.
Yeah.
That
What's
bird.
her name What's her name in the show?
Ginger Bandcamp girl.
Yeah, the Ginger Band Camp Dildo Girl.
Yeah.
She fucking... Everyone listening right now is just gonna fucking hate us.
They're
But
just screaming.
She's pretty funny. Like that whole like the relationship with her and Marshall as well is funny. But the one thing that I don't like, and I've been open to you about this before, fucking Helen. No, is
Robin.
it Robin? Oh my fucking god! There is not a more annoying. I don't know what it is, but there is just not a more annoying character, person, face. There's just something about it, man. It does my fucking head in. I don't know what it is. Like,
I think it's maybe just the character she portrays is meant to be a bit, you know.
I just do not know what it is. If that's the character she's meant to fucking portray, then give her a Grammy.
Is it because she's a successful female? And you've said it before, you hate females having success in anything.
She's in fucking Avengers. Pointless. Like, just a shit fucking character again. But, I mean, she obviously plays a massive part because Robin and fucking...
Barney?
No.
She's not the mum, if that's what you're thinking.
No. Robin and the fucking main dude.
Yeah.
That's not Barney.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, who's the main dude? Ted. Fuck me, cunt. Yeah,
so
but
that's what fucked me up so hard is, like, she's not the mum. So after watching the first 4 or 5 seasons... But I'm saying, like, she's like, the main... Like, that there is, like, the main thing throughout the whole thing. And you're led to believe that that's going to be the mum.
Yeah. But then she starts, like, referring to her as Aunt Robin and shit.
Yeah.
And fucking... Yeah, because the mum... Isn't the mum just, like, a random bird that he, like,
with
meets and gets with?
Yeah,
that's it, yeah.
Because I watched, like, 5 seasons of it or something. I don't think in order, I don't know. But I remember talking to fucking Trent or someone about it. And at the time, he showed me... either a YouTube video or the episode where you see her walk past and then...
Yeah.
So, okay, well... Yeah, I mean...
Yeah. But, yeah, it is good. But, Friends, I feel like... my sister made a good comment about this, but paved the way.
Well, Friends...
And it paved the way for a lot of things.
They're cut from the same cloth, really.
Yeah, but Friends, like... Character-wise, I don't think there's a bad character in Friends.
Chandler, though.
Chandler is probably the funniest person I've ever seen on a TV sitcom ever.
And the fact that he was, like, coked out of his mind for a majority of it is brilliant.
Yeah,
like,
he was actually cooked.
He was the Charlie Sheen to 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
For Friends.
Yeah, literally. Jennifer Aniston, hot as fuck. Courtney Cox in it, hot as fuck. Ross, hilarious. Can be annoying at times, like his whole character, but Ross is hilarious.
Fucking oath.
And fucking, just again, back to like comedy, duos, dynamic. Joey and Chandler tops them all.
They all fucking...
Tops them all.
I don't know.
I feel like if you voted How I Met Your Mother, you need to go watch Friends. Because we've watched a bit of How I Met Your Mother. I've watched enough How I Met Your Mother to confidently say that I think Friends is better. I've watched probably like 4 or 5 seasons of it.
This comes back, not to digress, we will return to it, but to the whole Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings thing. I'm the same with this. Like, I don't hate How I Met Your Mother. Yeah, I just like Friends more. And again, I think it's because it's a nostalgic effect. I saw it first. I've seen more of them. I'm just more invested in it. But did watch Harry Potter on the weekend.
We converted them, guys.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
It was dope. So I started out, I'd seen... up until Goblet of Fire and watched Goblet of Fire way back when, where Twilight Dude gets bopped and Voldemort fucking, I don't know, does whatever the fuck
Cedric
he does.
Diggory, yeah,
okay. We don't have to know his fucking name. It's the Batman guy. So Batman guy dies, and then there's the next one, Order of the Phoenix. Vaguely remembered that, and watching it, I think I remember bits of it. I think I may have watched it, but watched it again anyway.
Just quickly, from my interpretation of your reaction of this is the turning point. The last scene of this movie is the turning point where you went, okay.
Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
What happens at the end?
Where you go, okay, I can see why it gets better.
Yeah, but what happens at the end? I can't, because I watched. Okay, I'll say this. I watched the last 4 movies in the course of, I think, 2-3 nights. So.
Addicted. Because we converted them.
No, I had to know how it ended.
Dumbledore and Voldemort fight the most intense fucking battle ever.
That's
in the
right. And
Ministry
then
of Magic. And then
Sirius dies.
yeah, Sirius dies,
they
and
fuck off.
fucking Voldemort like is in the fucking weird spirit shit inside Harry, and he's just floating there. And then the ministers all rock up through the fucking thing and go, "Oh my god, he's back."
Yeah.
But that fight scene,
Oh yeah, because they didn't believe him.
yeah, the fight scene with fucking Dumbledore and Voldemort, and like Voldemort fucking takes like all of his power and just like explodes. And then fucking Dumbledore's got like a fucking massive tidal wave fucking thing going.
It very much felt like the Obi-Wan versing Darth Vader in A New Hope. Like that, had that vibe to it, you know, the two masters are fighting, the young apprentice watches on, and except Dumbledore doesn't die yet. So I watched the next one. What's after Order of the Phoenix? Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah, great one.
Thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
How does that one end again?
That's one of the best ones. Dumbledore dies.
Okay, yeah, Snape kills him. Snape is the Half-Blood Prince, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, so he, at the end, plot twist, kills Dumbledore.
Harry finds the book, I think, eh?
I'm saying plot twist like everyone didn't vote for Harry Potter and they haven't already seen it. But, yeah, Snape kills Dumbledore. You know, that sort of was, okay, shit's starting to get a bit hectic.
Yeah.
It's sort of reminiscent of when fucking Saruman dies in Lord of the Rings, but... we won't go there, but
very similar death.
yeah. So go on to the last two, and they're searching for the Horcruxes and shit.
Yeah.
Now, I thought they were dope. The first Deathly Hallows, the one thing that had me a little fucked up, and again, I was doing what you did with Avengers to some degree. I was enjoying the movie, but sometimes things would happen where I'd go, hang on, logically this doesn't make sense, and I'd have to remind myself it's a movie about teenage wizards.
yeah, go on.
So, the whole fact of the first Deathly Hallows, shit's going down and it's like, oh, this could be where it happens. But we know there's another movie, so it obviously doesn't.
Yeah.
But Dobby comes and saves the day.
Yeah.
Now, watching that whole scene, I'm going through a whirlwind of emotions. Life is a roller coaster, and I fucking wrote it.
That's where they're captured, eh?
They're trapped in fucking...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so they've been captured.
Somewhere. I had to put subtitles on because all the names of everything sounds the same.
No, at that point, they've been captured by Bellatrix.
Yeah.
And he used the fucking face shit to, like, change his face because they didn't want it to know it was Harry.
Because didn't Hermione hit him with a spell or something?
Yeah, and then Draco's there, and Draco sort of says, like, oh, I don't think it's him. Yeah, I can't tell. And at that point, Draco's trying to be a good guy. Too late. Yeah. Too late.
All those Malfoy's biatches.
Yeah. Fucking Penny Shelby.
Yeah.
Polly Shelby. Can't do it, but...
So we go into Deathly Hallows. So for starters, that whole Dobby scene when he died at the end, that was the first scene... I don't think I was emotionally invested up until that point. I was curious to see how it ended.
You messaged me.
About it. Yeah, like I said to you, I was waiting for it. I didn't want to watch the first 3 or 4 again because I'd seen them before.
Yeah, there's no point.
And I wanted to move past the childish shit. One thing me and Trent talked about was he was saying, you know, how as they age, it's the movie targets the demographic of they get darker, which I thought was dope.
Yeah, it definitely does.
So... that Dobby shit was like, okay, now I know I'm emotionally invested in this because my heart hurts.
Yeah.
So I watched the next one. I thought it was dope. I thought the ending was pretty sick. I remember watching the ending. My first thought was, I'll admit, I was disappointed I didn't have more Harry Potter to watch because by that point, Dobby was still in the back of my head.
Yeah.
My second thought was, okay... we're 19 years in the future, right? So they're about 37, 36, I don't know their exact ages. And it's got Ron, Hermione, Ginny and all that.
At the train station.
Seeing their kids off to Hogwarts. All I could think was, and I don't know if you noticed, but the only effects they used to make them look older was different hairstyles.
Yeah.
Gwynny or whatever her name is, her hair went from here to this.
Yeah.
Ron had a comb over. I think Harry had a 5 o'clock shadow that was painted on. And Hermione just wore her hair in a different style.
Yeah.
But my takeaways from
the whole thing... But then again, I mean, it's not a huge difference, like, time-wise. Like, it is semi-realistic.
Yeah. Well, my
But
only...
you should read fucking Cursed Child book. It's like you could. I finished it in a day because it's like a play script,
Well, that was my sort of
and
thinking...
that's like a follow-on, and that's hell good.
With that was... Already, I don't know how they're going to make that anywhere near as captivating because, like you said, the Harry and Voldemort dynamic is what it's all about. Voldemort's dead.
Yeah.
What else could be anywhere near as bad as that when they've made 9 movies about it or whatever?
Yeah.
But my only, and I said this to you as well, they could have made 3 4-hour-long movies like Lord of the Rings did if Dumbledore just got to the fucking point.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of riddles, but I understand that at the same time, Lord of the Rings has a lot of riddles as well.
Is this what I told you? I think it was what I said to you. I don't know if it is legit the reason why it's all riddles, but with the whole...
Because Voldemort's in Harry, that's why he has to die at the end and all that, but he doesn't die. Plot twist, you've already seen it.
Yeah. What is he? He has the fucking, the stone, eh?
Yeah. Resurrection. Oh, yeah, I completely...
Resurrection stone.
The whole time I thought, Voldemort killed that part and Harry just lived. Because he's a hard cunt. But
no,
yeah, the Resurrection Stone, which never occurred to me once.
It's so good, though. I fucking wanted to watch it with you, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not... Again, I can't say it's better than Lord of the Rings. I can't say Lord of the Rings is better. I have to watch Lord of the Rings again now and try and...
I would like to watch Lord of the Rings again, so let's do that.
That's the other thing, is when I brought up Return of the King the other day, because for some reason Stan went, you don't need the rest, here's the finale, but instead of having the normal version, here's a 4.5 hour extended cut. Yeah. Okay, that's half of a working day to watch a movie. And
no shit.
If I'm going to sit there and watch 4.5 of movies, 4.5 hours of movies,
you could have watched half of Lord of the Rings.
Gonna watch the lead up.
Yeah. Yeah. I struggle every time. I always want to watch it. I always just struggle with Fellowship of the Ring. It's the same thing with Harry Potter, though. Philosopher's Stone, it's like, it's so hard to watch. It's classic, but it's so hard to watch because of how young they are. And if you do, for us now, like you would just skip to 4, basically. Prisoner of Azkaban. Or, Prisoner of Azkaban maybe at the earliest, Goblet of Fire. Because that's when Harry is a wizard now. You're a wizard, Harry. But Harry is now like a wizard and knows that Voldemort's a thing, and that's when that whole thing happens. At the start, the first 3 movies, I mean, Chamber of Secrets, Tom Riddle's in it, so it's Voldemort. I guess Voldemort's in the first one as well because he's in the back of the head. But like a lot of it's just like little childish quests where they have to like defeat obstacles to figure something out.
Whereas from 4 onwards, every movie ends with someone dying.
Yeah.
Like it's starts getting a bit grim.
Bro, so Game of Thrones, this is a complete like spin-off, but I've been watching Game of Thrones now on season 4.
I need to piss so bad.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they killed off all my favourite fucking people in the Red Wedding. Blood Wedding.
Oh, so you're like a distance into it now.
Yeah. I'm pretty invested though, to be honest. It's sick.
Start your What's Up Doc or whatever. And
you're right. Well, yeah. Hurry up. I'll do these and we'll fucking cut it off because I'm starving and we're going to hit that 2-hour mark again. Fucking nuts, man. You know, this is what we do. Go to fuck it. Oh, you come listen. I don't know what I'm fucking saying. All right. All right, so we're going to WhatsApp. All I can hear is fucking Blerbs pissing. It's the world's longest piss. And he didn't shut the door either, because he's a fucking idiot. Oh my God. Honestly. Still going. We're about 2 minutes in. What the fuck? What is happening right now? Oh my God. Oh, man. Hurry the fuck up. That was too long of a piss. That was too long of a piss, cunt. That literally went for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I got a bit worried there. I wasn't going to be able to stop. Yeah, anyway.
Fuck me. Alright, anyway. Do you want to read them?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Well, they're just the questions at the bottom. What's up,
Oh,
Doc?
what's up, Doc? That's a good fucking question. Okay. What's up, Doc? Just how's things, man? Would you rather fight a large octopus or 8 large snakes from Sean in Bibra Lake?
Okay. Well, an octopus would rip you to pieces. So
Do you want me to chime in? Or?
No, I'm just saying an octopus would rip you to
Yeah.
pieces.
Well,
And then it would also eat you through its mouth, butthole, dickhole, mouth,
beak.
beak.
That's what the word you're looking for.
Literally, it's like the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
Just a big fucking long arm tentacle thing just going, "Whoa." That's not the noise it makes, but just, it would fuck you up.
Well,
and
and
you'd be underwater.
octopi, if that's the singular for them. I'm not David Attenborough, but
Well, no, that'd be the multiple form.
yeah,
An octopus.
octopuses. So octopusi,
No, octopi.
yeah, man, whatever. So anyway, octopin are like the smartest animal apart from humans, aren't they? Or they're fucking intelligent. So this thing's gonna look at you and go, I'm not gonna kill him yet. I'm gonna play mind games with him.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And then he pulls out his phone and plays mind games on SoundCloud.
He pulls out his phone and plays Mind Sweep. In
Yeah.
real life, with all the leftover World War II mines.
Yeah, well, I mean, 8 snakes would... I would be terrified.
Yeah, fuck that. Especially if that basilisk, know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 8 snakes would actually terrify the fuck out. Oh, actually, I don't know. Yes and no. Depends what snakes they are. Depends if they're angry. But I want to buy a snake, and I've held a snake like fucking multiple times now.
But
which
8
I
of them
never
with
could.
the intent to kill is a different story.
Yeah.
And also...
I'd definitely go snakes, but...
okay, I'm going to rejig this question.
Okay.
You're fighting the Autobot octopus in water. Obviously, I mean, it's an octopus, but just to clarify, it's not like the octopus is on land fucking with you. You're in the water.
Yeah, I know.
In the ocean.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I'd go snakes.
And in both
Because-
of these scenarios, it's nighttime.
Oh,
And
that's
you've
why,
got
nah,
one and a half shoulder blades.
I'd definitely still go snakes. Because I feel like, I mean, I'd probably just rather get bit by a snake and die than, one, be underwater in the dark fighting something with
Okay.
8 tentacles.
But for every time one of
That
the
would
snakes
fuck me
bites
up.
you, a volunteer firefighter dies.
Wait, what? Every time it bites me?
Yeah.
Well, I've
Well,
already...
that could be any number of times.
Oh, yeah, right. Well,
There's
fuck.
8 snakes.
There's too many firefighters, so whatever. There's not too many. But
I mean,
shout out to all the firefighters.
pretty selfish.
Yeah, nah, fuck that one off. I'd choose snakes. I'd choose snakes, for sure.
Alright, this question,
Shout out to Sean.
yeah, shout outs to Sean. This is a bit more of I suppose, a serious tip, but interesting to see your perspective. From Trent in Brabham. What's up, Doc? With the whole Michael Jackson thing and even R. Kelly thing, do we need to separate the art from the artist? Is it okay to still listen to their stuff? What are your thoughts?
Good question. I have thought about this before. Well, not so much thought about it before, but when I heard that they weren't, like when that whole Leaving Neverland shit came out, and they were going to fucking stop, like radio stations had pulled his songs and stuff.
Yeah.
One of the things that I sort of couldn't deal with is like, I mean, I love Michael Jackson. I think he's fucking innocent, and he's been proven innocent multiple times. I feel like a lot of people are just trying to get money out of him. R. Kelly has got a lot of...
because he's got evidence
Yeah,
against
that's
him.
what I mean. Like, R. Kelly has got a shitload of evidence against him and is basically fucked. Now,
Yeah.
with R. Kelly, I don't care that much about him, and I don't think he doesn't have as big of an impact on the world as Michael Jackson does or did. And if you were to tell me that because of these allegations against Michael Jackson, we're not going to play Thriller or Smooth Criminal or Beat It or Bad or fucking, you know, all of his 15 number one hits or whatever the fuck that he's got, Man in the Mirror, all that sort of shit, Billie Jean, like, there is no way. I feel like there's no way radio stations would do it. Not that they're bringing in massive money or anything like that, but it's like there is just no way you could do that. I just feel like there is no way you could do that. So you're telling me that all of a sudden one day they'd take them all down, and for the rest of history, you would never hear Thriller again.
An interesting side of it is
One of the biggest songs of all time.
I'm pretty sure he owned his masters. I know that he bought the Beatles masters.
Yeah.
So if he owns his own masters, it's not like the radio station are making a shitload of money every time they play songs, I don't think.
Yeah.
Or they owe him something every time one of his songs gets played.
Yeah.
So for them to cut him off is almost a benefit to them, although obviously they're going to lose listeners and it's going to cause a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
From that standpoint, again, not that it's by any means correct, but
again, so to separate the art from the artist, I feel like yes, I don't like R. Kelly and what he's done, but there's no like.
you're still gonna bump your head to the Ignition remix once.
Yeah, but like it's hard because at the end of it's just a voice when you think about it. Like there's no sort of like there's no action that's like fucking you know, if it was a case of when R. Kelly was recording Ignition, he was also pissing on a child, it would be like, yeah, okay, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But when he was recording Ignition, he hopefully wasn't pissing on a child, but he was fucking like, you know, in the studio singing probably someone else's lyrics. Or did he write all of his own stuff?
That's what I was going to say. Like,
because I know that he's written a lot of shit for other people, and he's even written songs for Michael Jackson.
He wrote Human Nature.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to get at is, at that point, like you were saying, it's just a voice. But then if he's written songs for other people, like how far does it extend? If he, you know, are you not going to listen to the Best of Both Worlds album with him and Jay-Z because he's on it?
Yeah.
There's a couple of fucking bangers on there.
Yeah.
But
I don't know, it's fucking hard, man, because R. Kelly, the greatest, like, R. Kelly's R&B greatest hits, whatever the fuck it was like one of the first albums I had when I was younger. And that was pretty much the introduction to R&B. And then after that, closely followed was Usher Confessions.
Confessions is ridiculously good. Still.
Yeah. That album, like R. Kelly's album, I remember seeing fucking World's Greatest on like TV, on like fucking MTV or whatever the fuck it was, like back in the day, and like being captivated.
Yeah.
Watching the video clip, the song, everything, and literally sitting there and going, this is the most motivational song I've ever heard in my life.
Like
and
the
I was
first
about
time,
10 years old.
Like the first time you watch Space Jam and hear I Believe I Can Fly,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck, I believe I can fly,
Yeah.
dude, and I'm white, and
Yeah.
at the time 5'9".
Yeah. And it's like, it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up what he's done. But it's like, it's still so hard because, like you said, if I was in the car and Ignition came on, I would sing to it. If I was in the car and fucking doing came on, I would sing to it.
Yeah. I'm
I
just thinking...
don't fucking condone what he's done in the slightest, but I feel like art from the artist is something you would separate because, I mean, it's like there's would have been fucking so many artists, not just music related, but artists and stuff over the years that have done fucking weird shit.
Yeah.
Painters and all that sort of stuff. Done weird shit.
Fucking Woody Allen married his own fucking daughter or some
Yeah.
shit, and no one gave a fuck.
Like, it's fucked because there is so... Like, when it comes to fucking with, kids and shit, it's just fucked up. That just should not be happening.
Well, the
Like,
thing with the R.
Someone
Kelly
like,
shit...
I don't know, Rolf Harris, who's got, like, fucking art pieces that are worth thousands and thousands of dollars
But
because he is a good artist.
when you hear Timey Kangaroo Down Sport
Yeah.
and you find out
Yeah.
the kangaroo is an underage boy,
Yeah, well...
that's dead.
Yeah.
But
Is that actually what it is?
no,
I was
not
gonna
at
say,
all. I
fuck
don't
me,
think so.
okay. I thought that was something I'd
No,
missed here.
but he did fuck kids.
Yeah, yeah.
What I was going to go with that is where I was
But
going
like
to go with that.
Bassendean and shit took down his fucking plaque, artwork, everything.
Yeah, and rightfully so,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
think at
Oh,
that
for sure.
point, that's...
Well, you don't want to associate yourself with the name,
Yeah.
which is where I think comes into the music thing. It's the fact that the song is associated with the name of a person who's done something wrong. If someone like R. Kelly changed his name to some stupid thing and put all of his songs under a name of someone else, fucking radio stations probably still play it. Because they'd be like, oh, this is Ignition by fucking...
Yeah, but it would be a news wave when it did come out,
Well,
that.
yeah.
But where I was going to go with it is, so how do you feel about... And this, like, I can't take the credit for coming up with this myself, but I've heard people talk about the whole thing with his songs, and I can't remember the name of the song where he's going, my mind is telling me no, and my body's telling me yeah, and you hear all of that type of stuff in context with what he's done, and it's like, again, I never thought about that until I heard it, but after I heard it, I hear that song and go, oh, now I know everything he did. What is he singing this song about?
Yeah.
You can't get that out the back of the head when you're listening, so it's subconsciously affecting you already.
Yeah, it is fucked. It is so fucked up. That's a good question, man. Good question. And it's a hard question to even answer. I still don't know where I stand because I don't... For Michael Jackson, innocent, I'll always think he's innocent. I feel like a lot of it's just been money motivated. Yes, he was weird. Like, he did weird shit. But at the same time, there's a lot of sort of evidence to back the reasoning behind that. We won't get into it, but with the whole... being fucking, what was it, castrated, whatever the fuck happened. What did his parents do?
No, that was Michael Jackson, eh?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, it's
Chemical
a theory he
castration,
was
whatever.
chemically castrated.
Yeah, to keep the
which
voice and blah, blah, blah.
means he wouldn't have been able to get aroused around all these boys, which explains a lot.
And I feel like with that as well, being a 9-year-old fucking...
Oh, and to maintain his voice as well, so yeah.
Being a 9-year-old boy and losing your virginity because you're famous... and being fucking forced, like, by your parents and family and shit to, like, do all this stuff. Yeah. And treated like shit by the parents as well. Like, the dad, that's a known fact. Yeah. That they were all, like, fucking beaten up and abused and whatever.
Well, and his brothers were, like, fucking while he was in the room and doing a heap of weird shit.
Like, just fucked up.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you were to look at it properly and people were to pay attention to it when it was happening in the earlier stages, it probably was a fucking mental issue. Like, he probably had the fucking mind of a 9-year-old or whatever the fuck it was. You know what I mean?
Well, the whole... Like, I think...
But, yeah, like, he's innocent. So I'm going to fucking back him up. And I don't think that Michael Jackson's music should be taken down. And when it comes to that as well, I feel like his music should never be taken down.
Yeah. But the thing is people did question him years ago, and he got acquitted. Nothing came of it.
Well, that's the thing. He went to court and got fucking done. Got, like, let off. Yeah.
Yeah. But with the R. Kelly thing, it's like a known fact that a heap of the people in the music industry were aware that he married Aaliyah when she was 15.
Yeah.
It wasn't unknown that he did this, but now we're living in 2019 and you've got the Me Too movements and all that, and rightfully so, because just because it was back then doesn't make it all right.
Yeah.
But the music industry and everything was different. People and times were just different. It's not like a lot of these people knew this shit was happening, but kept their mouth shut until it became public and a big thing, and then went, I'm not going to associate with R. Kelly. But it's like there has to be a degree of responsibility for the
Yeah.
people that knew about it. But, oh, that's just the music industry, he's a great artist. We'll ignore that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's...
It's fucked up. It's with all like Hollywood and shit. Just some of the stuff that goes down. It's just
comes down to that whole thing
man.
of rich fuckers just being freaky all the time.
yeah, literally. All right. Anyway, good questions, man. For those listening, if you feel like submitting any stuff, anything you want us to talk about, you know what to do. Messages on Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
all that shit. Yeah, we'll wrap it up, eh?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, shout out to everyone listening. Hope you've enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you like, rate, and review on all good streaming platforms.
Yeah, share it around as well. You know, if you work with people or whatever, or you know people who are into their podcasts or think that they'd be interested in listening to it.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
It's a lot of shit talk, but it's entertaining shit talk, and it's shit talk with meaning. Shit talk with.
Well, and we put
knowledge.
the questions out there to get you guys engaged. So for every time you send us a WhatsApp duck or a poll, that gives us
Yeah.
means
Yeah.
to expand on that content.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, and hope you've enjoyed the episode. It's been a pleasure.
Always.
I'm hungry, so I'll go get food.
Let's go get
Sorry,
some Snickers.
that was supposed to be the cutoff, wasn't it? You sort of did the peace sign, and I carried on the conversation.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's fine. I'll do it again, man, this time. Wrap it up.
right, go on then.
All right.
You go.
Peace.
Peace.